Okay, we're live now. Welcome, everyone. I'm Kisa Velo, and I'm here today with my friend Robo.
Oh, hello. Thank you for inviting me.
You're quite welcome. It's been too long. Today we will be playing Mario Party 3.
Yahoo! Mario Party 3. Every party is like a Mario Party. Unless it's not a Mario Party. Let's go!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, need to make sure, we're, together here.
Yes. Did you send me an invite or do you want me to? Oh wait, let me
Oh,
host. I normally host. Yes.
yeah, I
I
think so.
normally do it. Hold on, let me do that. Sorry everyone. Be right there.
Yeah, I can get out of this for the moment.
Ba 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 ba. So tell me about your day while we get all set up.
Um, Not much going on today. Well, just a standard Sunday of, in my case, helping my husband get off to work. Well, he has a retail job. And other than
Yeehaw!
that, I guess doing some laundry and feeling excited about this collab that was about to happen.
Right? Oh, I love your profile picture. Waluigi
Mm-hmm.
and Daisy. Yo,
Yeah.
gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah, I really like that one, as I really like Daisy. Well, and Waluigi too, actually. And
Same.
I don't think there's much representation for either of them in stuff for merchandise.
There really isn't, and I can understand for the Waluigi thing just because they don't particularly always have the rights. So like it's a little bit of a limbo thing with Waluigi.
Mm-hmm.
But with Daisy, they definitely should have um more rights and stuff like that. I think it's just a um I don't know. I hope that like Daisy doesn't get replaced by Pauline, but it feels like they've been really trying to represent Pauline or Paulina or the like the red dress lady from
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey
Mm-hmm.
slash the original.
Yeah, because I know
Did you
that, they added her into Mario Party for Jamboree.
right? Did you get my invite?
And I'm not seeing it here, but I don't know if I have to go back. Maybe, oh, there. No, that's old.
Okay. Wait, that's Jamboree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no, 7 days.
Jamboree. Not.
Uh, let me.
Is there something now? Did I have to just get out of that? Yes.
Yes. I
Yes, I
invited you
want
2 minutes
I
ago.
want to join
Woohoo!
Robo.
No, technology. It's not always the
Mm-hmm.
best, you know.
Yeah. Joining Robo.
I actually have to say that all the time when I like
Mm-hmm.
go to like a Walmart or a Target or something like, and I pay for something. They're like, "Oh, just give it a minute," you know. And I'm just like, "It's fine. It's fine. Technology. It only works
Mm-hmm.
when it wants to."
Yeah. Can't really do much about it. It does what it does, or doesn't do.
Right. Uh,
Come on. You can do it. Come on,
I
Switch.
believe in you.
Come on, Internet.
Oh, I see.
Cooperate.
You,
Here we
yeah, I
go.
was gonna say you have no bars on your side. I was like,
Well, yeah, I don't
you
see
okay?
any there, but okay, there we go. Come on. Work with me today, thing.
All right. the rules. I need to go back. I am thinking. I'm here to be your guide. It should say the rules anyways, but I'm gonna go back just
Okay.
to actually be like, hey, want to know the rules? And I'm like, yeah, well, it's been forever since I played it anyways.
Yeah, and I don't remember doing the dual map at all. So, yeah, I would need rules for this.
Okay, rules. Explain the dual map rules. Listen carefully. Now on with the explanation. Since you've never played this, I guess it's gonna just be explain the rules. How about you like commentate on like if you find anything interesting, where you're like, oh my goodness, that's cool, or I don't know, like look at that background, that's a nice little backdrop. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
explain the rules. There are 2 characters. Your objective is to knock your opponent's stamina down to 0. You'll use your partners to chip away at your opponent's stamina. Did you get that? Okay. Of course, the first thing you'll do is determine the turn order. I like his mustache.
Yeah, me too.
Reminds me of like Colonel Sanders. Mr.
Kinda,
KFC.
I don't know. I just feel like somehow the mustache on this, like, Millennium Star gives him a lot of personality. So do the eyebrows.
Right? It's almost like a smile too.
Mm-hmm.
Each partner has his or her own attack stamina and salary. The attack rating shows how much damage the partner does to your opponent. If your partner attack is 2, your opponent's stamina will fall 2 points. Your partner's stamina reaches 0, your partner vanishes. Partner salary is the number of coins you must pay that partner each turn. And each character starts the game with a different partner. Next, you choose where your partner wants to be. You can have them in the front or the rear. After choosing all game settings, each player will get 10 coins. That's all there is to say about partners. First, I'll explain different spaces. This is a basic space. Okay. A picture will be shown once landing on the space. If you step on one of your opponent's spaces, your opponent will steal your coins. But you'll receive coins on your own space. The number of coins obtained or stolen depends on the turn. This is the minigame space. When you step on a minigame space, a one-on-one duel will begin.
Okay, so that's like mini games in like regular party mode. I remember the
This
game
is
guy.
The game guy space. Yeah, so this has a bunch of game guy spaces. Power up space. You can double the attack of one of your partners or both partners. This is the backspace. You go backwards. What's happening? Some kind of event will occur when you land on one of these spaces. Depending on the event, you may be able to take control of the game. This is Belltop. You'll meet him on each of the different board maps. When you pass Belltop, the number on the bell on his head will count down. That's kind of a cool hat.
Yeah, it is,
When
actually.
that number reaches 0, the other player will be called Belltop Spaces. As a bonus, the two of you will compete in a minigame for more coins than usual. Then you'll get to choose another partner. Oh yeah, when you go all around the whole thing, you get to hit this little block thing, and then you get possibly a partner.
Piranha plant.
Yeah. One timeout of every 3, you'll try the Lucky Roulette. Lucky Roulette spins more slowly, making it easier to get the partner you want. If you place the same partner both in the front and rear, something special might happen. Right, that's pretty much it though.
Okay.
You're basically just trying to stop your lower your opponent's health or get a certain amount of coins. I forgot to renew my sub, so I had to go renew. Ads. Aww. Nice to see you. Robo is a lot quieter. I can hardly hear them. Oh no.
I already tried to fix that. I hope it's better now.
Maybe. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing, testing.
Yeah, hopefully it's better now.
It's a little better.
Because I tried to turn up your volume.
Okay, so basically what happens is if you have a partner that's in the front and I have one in the rear, and it kind of protects me from taking a hit with my stamina. Honestly though, that's pretty much everything to explain.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Can...
Oh, she says it's better now. Good.
Oh, yay. Hooray.
Yay. You can be heard. Hi, Ian.
Hi, Mom. Also, night, Ian.
Yeah, heading to bed, but first, yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Ian.
Good choice. Good choice.
I'll set any handicaps. No handicaps.
No.
Here's a board map. Ooh, I'll let you play. Pick one. So, gate guy. There's many shortcuts. Arrowhead, a map with many junctions. Pipe squeak, a map with pipes for warping. Blowhard, a map that blows partners around. Mr. Mover, a map with many conveyor belts.
Pipe squeak, I think.
Yeah, let's warp. Let's warp all around.
Warp pipes.
20.
Yeah, that works.
All mini games.
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo! I could have been like only the hard mini games. We're only playing hard mini games.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you.
What?
Do you like Baby Bowser or Bowser Jr.'s design more, or do you like Kid Koopa's design more?
Yeah, I feel.
Do you like the mask or like the one that's like in this game?
I'm not sure I have a preference. I mean, I think the mask kind of looks cool, honestly. Though.
Yeah. And Bowser Jr. does have like a ponytail too. Partners come. Okay, so you get a shy guy. Or is that a shy guy? No, it's a
Is it?
snuffit, I think. it's
No.
called.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's a snuffit.
Finally, I'll give you each 10 coins. Our partners are very expensive.
Mm-hmm. Moving so fast. I have
Yeah.
a space.
So, have you watched any good movies lately? Have you done anything super fun as of late?
Well, as far as movies go, I kind of recently saw movies like Transformers 1 and, well, after that, because I enjoyed that, the Bumblebee movie.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, those were fun. Wait, no. Wrong button. There we go. Where does this pipe go? I am not sure.
I'm unsure too. It's a mystery. Do you want to take the mystery?
Okay, let's see where it goes. I
All
figured
right,
it could
let's
go anywhere.
Yep.
Oh,
It goes
down
to the big
here.
pipe, I guess. You know what? I bet you it does go anywhere. Like there's just a bunch of pipes and it's just random.
I bet it is.
It pretty much put you in a small area, and you already get another partner.
Yeah, yay, cool. A thwomp.
Womp.
I'll go this way this time.
But you're like right, kind of there.
Yeah, almost.
A mini game. Oh, wait, my goodness, you found a dice block. Okay. And now I go backwards.
Yep. Oh, sniff it,
You
okay.
like-
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I almost forgot about them.
Yeah, they're not around too often. We always think of like Shy Guys, but
Mm-hmm.
Sniffets are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Where will it put me this time? Down here? Okay.
What's happening? Oh, we're switching places. Oh, no.
That's funny since we're right next to each other.
Yeah. So we're gonna see our first fight of what happens. Oh. Okay. Well, probably gonna see that happen again, except I have nobody in my rear, so we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see what happens then. Oh, we're playing a minigame. Bowser toss. I already don't remember what this is. Bowser toss. Spin Bowser around, and then throw him as far as you can. Okay. Well, how about we do a practice so then you don't accidentally press the wrong button?
Mm-hmm. Oh, A to spin it around.
Okay. See, this is exactly why we practice. Yes. Okay. Oh. You learn. You like rapidly press A, or do you just like spin around with A?
Well, I kept pushing it.
Okay. But we'll start it. It's just a mini game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, you can use your stick to change the angle that he goes at, too. Okay.
You did it! No,
Yay.
I would love like a corn dog that was like the shape of like a Bowser. Like have like a little shell on the bottom, like a little plate, and then just like a corn dog that you could sit in the Bowser shell. Like that.
Mhm.
Oh, so delicious.
Yeah, or possibly even just a hot dog that way.
Yeah.
Yep, here's a battle again.
Right, I have no one in my rear, so you directly attack me, and I lose 2 health. Hooray! Okay, you gotta pick a new partner. Which one are you gonna get rid of? Get rid of Thwomp? Good choice.
Who's it gonna be this time? The plant.
Ooh, Piranha Plant.
Oh,
Oh,
going
and-
backwards.
Oh, not anymore. Apparently,
No?
Piranha
Okay.
found a thing.
Getting lots of spaces.
So many spaces. Now you see what happens when you have no money left. Partner just says, I'm not getting paid anymore.
Mm-hmm. I guess partners don't do pro bono work in this game.
No. Oh no.
Luigi's moonwalking backwards.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm pretty happy that you're like able to experience this for the first time.
Me too, because I really don't remember trying this before.
It's possible that you didn't. A lot of people that I know that played this game never did. I think, like, to be honest, it's not very yes, I would say it is kid friendly, but like there are like it's not as easy as, hey, there's a location and you need 20 coins, and that's what you want. In this, there's a lot more like strategy.
Oh, the piranha plant found a block again, so I don't have to go backwards.
Hooray! Yeah, I guess another thing is that like you probably don't want to go backwards just because
Yeah.
go around and get an extra 10 coins.
Mhm.
But some partners just cost so much.
Oh no, the snippet's gone.
Snippet is gone. And as horrible as that sounds, now you don't have to pay the snippet.
True, because I'm running out of money.
Yeah. Oh, you got rid of him? Cool. Now, oh, well, you got some money right there. Let's go.
So I can pay the piranha plant.
Right. anything, y'all, this just teaches you that plants are very expensive to keep.
Uh-huh. This one is.
Yeah. I guess that's a question to ask. Do you have a favorite plant? And if you do, what is it? And if you don't, how do you feel about plants?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have a definite favorite one. I mean, I really like flowers. In fact, I've enjoyed like arranging cut flowers before quite a bit.
Hmm.
And I know I really like, well, a bunch of different flowers really, but I think maybe my favorites would end up being like tiger lilies.
Ooh, yes, tiger
It's,
lilies
yeah,
are very fun.
I just think they're beautiful and come in really nice colors.
Yeah, I like the how like most tiger lilies are two colors.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I used to for a lovely. I used to get them tiger lilies in like a cookies and cream bar, and I'd go and take them out for like mint chocolate chip ice cream like every other Saturday, and I think that made me really love tiger lilies more because at first I didn't know what they were until I was a young teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I found them very pretty. How did you discover tiger lilies technically?
I think it's just like either seeing them somewhere or, well, probably, I think they were like nearby neighbors when I was growing up who had them or were growing them or something in their yard, I think.
Mhm.
Before we ended up, I think, having some. I was like, oh, those are pretty.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Step right up. It's time for Game Guy. I'll take all your coins first. All right. So the fun thing about Game Guy is yeah, it's always a big gamble. It's always like, okay, you gonna get your money back, or are you gonna get 4 times your money back?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so hungry I could faint. Food, food. I'm gonna bet on the little guy.
Yeah, you get more if the little guy wins.
Oh no. Okay, I believe in you.
No, no.
It's
Little
okay.
chomp, no.
Big guy had a big mouth. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked chain chomps though. Be honest, like not only because like Bowser's used chain chomps before, they like bark like a dog, but I always found them very very fun. Did I ever tell you the inspiration of how chain chomps came to be?
I don't think so.
So apparently, they had to make a bunch of characters, and one day they were walking near a house, and there was a dog chained to a doghouse, like in Tom and Jerry, and they thought, huh, the dog, it's like he's got a ball and chain on him. And then they're like, oh my goodness, what if I just made like a ball and chain and I made him bark? That's literally how chain jobs became a thing, because like there's stories
Interesting.
about dogs, yeah, biting the mailman or like chasing after people. Yeah, it was all just because like somebody was taking a walk and they were like, they saw real life inspiration right then and there.
Well, yeah, not surprised that they were inspired by dogs, well, since they bark like them, and that's one of the things I find interesting or endearing about them.
Yeah, I find them very fascinating that way as well. And as a line, in order to get steamers, into stations, choose between the pair of tunnels. Okay. I like how they call train steamers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right or left? You pick a section. I picked right.
Let's see
You picked the
what
same.
works. We would pick different ones. Oh,
Oh,
you're
no!
done. You're starting
I
over.
did. Go left this time.
Right is wrong for the second one, apparently.
Guess we'll find out if it's like the same for both of us or not. Oh, it is. Left is the right one on the second one. And
It
left
doesn't
on
like-
the third one.
Yeah, it doesn't like going right this time.
Doesn't. Right is not the right way, apparently.
Right is not right.
Right is not right, y'all. Oh, and you know what? This is kind of something I love too. So when I see the storyboard and like, in this and like everything's paper, it definitely reminds me of like Paper Mario aesthetic.
Well, me too. And I can see that more after playing Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really enjoyed those.
Yes.
So I'm glad I played them, like, finally, as an adult.
Yeah. Luckily, I know I have the story of how I played the first one before I knew how to read. And did know how to read when I played this, 1,000-Year-Old Door, though. I will say, if those are the only Paper Mario games you've played, after those two, those are the only ones that are like played like that. All the other ones are played differently.
That's what I've heard. And recently, what I thought was supposed to be the next one, called I think Origami King, was on sale for a bit. So I thought, you know, I enjoyed the first two. I think I'll just get this one, and I did. I've not tried it yet, but I was going to like probably try it and play it on stream at some point. I've heard it works differently than the first two.
Yes. Origami Kingdom is actually the 5th or 6th one technically. The other two are on DS.
Oh,
but
okay.
They're not needed. They're not like needed for the story. They're just like a little fun little thing like Luigi's Mansion kind of. Like you don't need to play Luigi's Mansion to play the other Mario games. But they're still fun. The writing in all of them though stays good. I can tell you that for sure. And that's something that I loved about the Paper Mario games. Is the writing.
Well, yeah, me too. I love the quirky characters, and the writing is just really funny.
Yeah. I think Mr. Toby Fox, like the Undertale guy, like took a lot of inspiration actually. From I think 1,000-Year-Old Door.
Yay, I chose Toad.
Yay! Toad. But yeah, like a lot of creators took a lot of inspiration. Do you want to double your money, or do you want to be like, I'm good?
Probably just gonna leave it
You know what? You are
after
a
getting
good
him
gambler.
once. Yeah.
You are a good gambler.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe a smart or cautious one in terms of going,
Yes.
yeah, I've won something, I'm good.
If your little bomb only costs 3, and you have almost 600, or not 600, 60 guy points. Oh, I got a lucky one. Oh, well, I guess I just picked Bowser Jr.
Oh,
See
here's
a
another
little-
battle. Bowser Jr. versus the Bob-omb. Oh, he
Oh,
missed.
he missed. Okay. You know what? That's the fun part, though. Is like, game can be all like wacky and silly. Like, oh, here I go. Oh no, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't have a partner in the front, and you don't have one in the back.
Yeah.
Where will the pipe take me this time?
Oh. So that's how it works here. So like, let's say you go reverse and you run into me, but you have a partner in the back. You'll activate a battle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that would work.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, we get 8 coins for landing on our own space now.
Oh, nice. Well, and I know I mentioned on stream, like, when I was streaming the Hello Kitty game yesterday, but yeah, I had lots of fun recently going to a local, like, import-type grocery-ish store that has lots of cool stuff in it, including, like, a whole section of gashapon machines. It was fun to try one for the first time.
I'm so glad you got to, honestly.
Yeah, those are cool. I mean, obviously because of how they work, you can't control what little thing you get, but I chose one where it was like, yeah, I'm gonna be happy no matter who I get from this. On purpose. But still got one of the ones I wanted most of the 4 options anyway, so yay, cool.
Yeah.
I like Spy Family anyway, and that's like the one that I chose.
Right. I haven't seen more than 4 episodes of it. I'm always meaning to watch more, but I always end up like either playing games or watching something else new. Like when I recently, well no, long ago, there was a old cartoon on Saturday mornings called Ultimate Muscle. And the sequel is coming out right now, and it's on Netflix, and it's called Kinnikuman Perfect Origin, and that's what I'm doing. And oh, what 2 or times 64?
Oh wow. That's a big payout if little guy wins, but usually he doesn't.
Yeah, normally you. I will say I at least like 9 times I've gotten the times 64. So it is very much possible.
I know it's possible. Sometimes the little one surprises you, but a lot of times, yeah, he loses.
Yeah. Oh, so back to the story. What 114? You have so much monies now.
Yay!
Yay, money! I can pay people. And you got like an event, which that event made all your spaces, or all of my spaces, your spaces. So you have so many spaces on the map now. It's very dangerous for me.
Yeah, you can't afford Bowser Jr. anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, no. When it comes to like anime and stuff like that. So I don't know if you know about a store called Rue 21.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So it went out of business about went out of business back about a year ago. And then 6 months later somebody else bought them, like bought the name and re-released it. And I'm really glad because also many years ago I watched this TV show. It was called The Winx Club, and I actually got a Winx Club shirt from there, and I was like, whoa, let's go Winx Club. But yeah, it was fun. Have you ever heard of Winx Club, by the way?
I've heard of it. I've not seen it. And all I know really is that it was originally an animated show, and then I thought Netflix did some kind of live action thing with it that some people just were like, ugh, we don't like this.
Yeah, I mean Netflix does that with like everything. But
Yeah.
you know what? I'm kind of surprised, like with all the like live action Disney stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would think that there'd be like a live action Tinkerbell show.
Yeah, but they've not done that yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
I am too,
Um,
actually. Seem to be doing live action remakes of everything.
Yeah,
All
like
sorts of movies.
literally
Yeah.
everything. I'm sure if they could, they had the rights to the Brave Little Toaster, they'd be like, live action Brave Little Toaster. My toaster actually comes alive with
Mhm.
AI and Bluetooth technology.
Yeah. Wouldn't put it past them.
Right? Then they would like change the story. They'd be like, oh, this toaster was a happy toaster until people were like, my toaster needs Wi-Fi. And then the toaster tried to get replaced. And he didn't like that, and it just became a whole nother different type of movie. I know they do that with like some type of things, but I would hope they wouldn't do that with that. I don't know why I just came up with that concept, honestly, off the fly, but I can see it happening.
Yeah, well, me too, actually. And usually with Netflix, I'm not surprised to hear that people aren't happy with how they did a live action of something that was originally like animated, especially was originally like anime. Because most of them, at least the couple ones, well, I've seen a few things like, okay, the Death Note movie, I did not like it. It was like, no. With that one, with their live action one.
Right.
And I heard that, well, I didn't try to see it, but I heard that the Cowboy Bebop one wasn't great either, wasn't well received.
So that's something I gotta tell you about. So a lot of people absolutely like loved it, but canceled it within the first 5 days, even though it like met the at like the top 10 ratings. It still wasn't as great as they thought it would be. It's just like wow. But I will say, it's the anime and the TV show are two different things. Like if you aren't a person in the anime, it made people want to watch the anime. Like people had never seen the show wanted to watch the anime after watching the live action.
Okay, that's
and I
kind of
think
the...
that's great.
Well, yeah, and that is great. And that's kind of the effect that, okay, the live action One Piece, that series that Netflix did had on me, because yes, of course I've heard of One Piece before, it's everywhere, but I hadn't like ever like read the manga or watched the anime before seeing the live action. So I didn't really have anything to compare it to. And I did really enjoy it. I have no idea like how close it is to anything that actually happened in the source material, but I thought it was fun as someone who hasn't seen the anime or hadn't seen it before watching the live action.
Right. I will say, I think there was a lot of great acting talent. Like everybody on the Navy side definitely put a great performance. I am a person that has, I mean, I look like the main character, in the series, but, I've seen a lot, I've read a lot. I would say it is its own thing. And what was great about it is the Arthur, the creator of One Piece, actually worked on it with Netflix. It wasn't just like an adaptation. It was he was there with like writing it.
Well, yeah, that's what I
So,
heard, is that he worked with them on it.
Yeah, so I think that's what helped make that a lot better. But also like there's a lot of things that you can do live action that you can't do live action in animation in Japan. So like animation, if you have a lot of blood, it's you can have it there, but it has to be like 18 plus. But for whatever reason in Japan, it can't even be like televised. If there's a lot of blood, like they don't like violence at all. If there's violence, it's gonna be in animation or in gaming. So this was kind of a way for them to not be censored, because like they were censored, but they weren't censored as much, but they still can't have like, it's weird. So there are shows with death in it, but it's like an adult show if someone like gets chopped in half or like they die in a horrific way. But One Piece isn't like exactly an adult show. It's for all ages, or at least teenagers. But yeah, like the Netflix one is like, hey, it's a guidance thing. Like it can watch it with your own guidance, and so they were able to have like the pirate hunter actually be a pirate hunter. They couldn't actually do that in the animation. That's what the creator was like really happy to do, because he kept having to restrict himself writing it and drawing it, because he wanted there to be more depth in the series, but Japan is very iffy for actual violence and death like that, unless it's more of an adult series.
Yeah, I do find it interesting how, like, in different countries, they seem to have different standards about, we'll air this on TV, or no, we won't air that, or we'll give this kind of a disclaimer.
Right?
Because it seems like certain countries are more okay with certain things than others.
Right. There's a lot of Asian countries where like they do you want to do another dual one, or did you like that, or do you want to do like a regular one now?
That was fun. I'm good doing a regular one though.
Okay, let's do a regular one, and then if we still have time, we'll do another battle thingy.
Yeah, that was fun.
I know what you mean. What I was going to say though is that a lot of Asian countries, they have like gacha games and things like that have technically like RNG, which is like random number generator, and you pick something, you don't know what you're gonna get. The Return of Donkey Kong. But
yeah, will we kick our butts again, getting 7 stars? Who knows?
Who knows? But what I was going to say is, like, we are allowed to have those games, but over there they can't. Like, they can't do loot boxes. They can't do that because it stimulates gambling, and in a lot of those countries, you cannot do that. Even for adults, you can't gamble like that. for
Well,
how
I
much-
know, and like I heard something lately. Okay, have you ever played Balatro?
Yes.
I have too. It's really fun. But I heard that for a while, Balatro had a like 18 plus rating enforced on it because gambling, because
Mm,
poker, but not really
Right.
for the gambling aspect, even if yes, it's obviously based on poker.
Can you imagine, like, they had the rules like that? They'd be like, every Mario Party game is 18 plus.
Yes, there's some form of okay. We have too many chance time things, and that is gambling, so it must be 18 plus. Only adults can do Mario Party. Sorry, kids.
Yeah. Wild. But yeah, I think just things were a lot different back then.
Mm-hmm.
Because back then also we didn't have like seizure warnings on a lot
No.
of things. I'm glad that they do now. You know, there are
Mhm.
more people that are prone to that than before, and I don't know what caused that. Like, yes, there had always
Mhm.
been people that had seizures, but the number of people reported and the more people that have been hospitalized has gone up ridiculously within the last 20 years. And we have more people on the planet for sure. But I wonder if there was just like something that caused that to happen, like a switch in our DNA or something that made people more prone to that.
Yeah, I wonder such things too, when it seems like certain things are more prevalent, or if it was always kind of like that, but we just became more aware, I guess, maybe as
Right.
time went on.
For sure.
Wait,
Another player. Oh no! Hey, you're here.
wrong button. Oh,
Yeah,
it
it's
said
like-
start. It said. I thought I hit the thing that was supposed to be the start button. There we go. No, I think I accidentally hit my home button.
I think you did too. Like,
It's
it
like,
was like,
what? No. No, don't stop things. No, we're not done yet.
right? Dory, go! Do the thing!
Come on, Dory. Hello?
I think it's A, B.
Oh, there we go. I finally got
You gotta pull the
something.
question.
I forgot at first, like, what the other button was.
Yeah.
And it's not. And I find interesting is that, okay, there's always been ground pounding, but I feel like the buttons have been different before. Sometimes, like here, one button to jump and a different one to do the ground pound, but sometimes it's just A, hit A again.
You are correct. I was just about to bring that up. In most of them, it is just the same action twice.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy that it's A B in this because
Mm-hmm.
there are instances where someone might press it twice
Mm-hmm.
and they need to get out of the way and they accidentally like press the ground button. Now they can't get out of the way in time and they lose for that reason. I think that's a main reason why they did that. Okay, in this one, pair up the hit character blocks. So you pretty much are trying to get the same block your partner's getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, each of us are paired with computers. It just depends on which computer's faster, I guess.
Right. Well, at least in this game, the computer is like probably going to get the same thing you get. Whether in like older titles, didn't matter. They were just, hey, look, we tied.
Oh, yeah. And in this one, it's, no, you're not all winning. It's a draw.
It's a draw.
Whereas others, it says, "Oh, everybody wins."
Everybody wins. But yeah. So yeah, it is kind of fascinating. Um, can you tell me, as a person that watched the live action, is there anything that you enjoyed or anything that you found fascinating?
Well, I guess what I found like interesting or fascinating, at least, well, regarding the One Piece live action is, well, from what I'd heard about it, I was thinking, oh, the special effects are going to have to be like crazy and through the roof for this. And yes, they
Right.
had good special effects, even given all the crazy, wacky stuff I'd heard about, and I was impressed by that. And so I was like, how are they going to do that?
Oh, we're supposed to slap the
Oh,
same. I was like,
I missed that.
yeah, me too. I was like, oh. You know what? It happens. It happens. Oh, I got it.
Yeah, so
But yeah.
essentially for me it was like they did a great job like conveying the like different powers of like powered people like Luffy with special effects, I felt, among other things. But I didn't expect them to be able to do very well in live action at all.
You know, I know a lot of people were worried about stuff, but like, they did that kind of stuff with like Spy Kids, and they they did that stuff with like old stuff, like effects from the 80s and 90s, like with Fantastic Four and stuff. So like to me, it didn't seem like it would be that costly, like as much as people were really worried about. Um, and to be honest, once again, my favorite part was the Navy, because a little spoiler, the Navy is very much different in the live action than in the anime. Whether it's sub or dubbed, it's still different, but the acting was just, I felt like it was so good with the Navy people. I really liked the pink-haired Kobe guy.
Yeah, I liked
I
Kobe a
saw
lot
him.
too.
I saw him and I kept thinking Harry Potter. I know that's horrible. But I kept thinking Harry Potter. I was like, yo, this could be the next. Just if they needed to do like a reboot or they needed to like do a spin-off series, this guy could do it.
Well, the glasses, right? That's why.
Well, maybe, but like just like the acting too, because I like Daniel Radcliffe for his acting, too. But yeah, the glasses that do help.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that was really good. And then
Yeah, I felt like he was a good actor in that.
yeah. And then like I like the grandpa or the or Garp. I like the Garp. Which is like the old Navy officer guy. And really liked, there was this blonde-haired guy. His name's Sanji. I liked the actor.
Yeah, I liked Sanji too in the live action.
I saw him and I was like, this guy could be like the 2020 Leonardo DiCaprio. This guy could do good acting. Like, I was very shocked because I hadn't seen him in anything else. And I was just like, wow, this person can act. This person is pretty. This person can portray emotion. Like, this is new life in media. and that's important because like we don't want to keep having the same actors being played in the same roles, even if they're older. Yes, it there are movies with an older audience for sure, but we don't have that much fresh, young life in Hollywood or in media anymore. The last one we had was like Tom Holland's, and I haven't seen Tom Holland's in anything in 8 years.
Well, yeah,
since Spider-Man.
I've really only seen him in the Spider-Man movies.
And it's already been so long, so like that's what I'm saying. Everybody
Yeah.
else is already 30, 40, which is fine. It's fine to be 30, 40. But people who are younger are gonna be like, okay, why is everybody just so old all the time?
Yeah, and I know that there are some actors that are in everything at certain times, and people just get tired of them, and not that person again. Like, I feel like, yeah, like it seems like they're. For example, I know Chris Pratt's been in everything lately, and people are getting tired of seeing him in everything.
I heard he was a lot better in Garfield than in the Mario movie, to be honest, though. But yes. Yeah. I know what you mean. It is weird to see Chris Pratt and Jack Black in everything. But that's kind of what I mean. Like, like we just had new life, and then the actor that did Zorro or Zolo in the English, he did a he took on his role. He out of all the main people in the crew that were shown in the live action, he is the only one that had watched the show or read the material before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody else never even knew what One Piece really was. And a lot of them were told not to, because they didn't want them to take they didn't want them to just imitate the manga, really. So it was weird because like they were hired based on acting. Then to me, it didn't feel like they cared too much. They were like, oh, we're gonna make money, so why try that hard? And that left some stress, because like we had a lot of actors trying, and then we had people being like, it's gonna make money anyway, so like let's just have fun. And I understand that, but it kind of left the fan base being like, why are so many actors like trying really hard, and other actors are just like, I'm here, I'm on spring break, like. But yeah, no. I did love the series. It did have a lot more twists as well. Did you watch the whole thing?
I did
Oh
see
my goodness, it's Jolly.
Hey, Jolly. Good to see you. I have watched all of the live action One Piece episodes they've got out so far.
Ooh, fun. So, I guess slight spoiler alert, everybody. But there was a part where you meet a character named Usopp, and it's a boy, and he's screaming, "Pirates, pirates!" People don't exactly believe him. But they were villains, and originally, the villains were these two cat burglars, and the two cat burglars were like these two guys originally, but in the Netflix series they decided make like a guy and girl duo, which I thought was kind of cool. Also, even though like they slightly changed the design, but they kind of made the wacky animation look in live action look kind of good. Like I was like, oh look, it's like two little cartoon villains going inside someone's house, even though they weren't like doing good things at all.
Yeah.
They were still dressed kind of silly, like
Well, yeah,
good dastardly.
and I felt like, based on what I was aware the characters looked like, beforehand, it was like they did a pretty good job getting the people who played them to look like them, for the most part.
Yeah,
More than I expected
they-
them to in live action.
they did. Another thing, with like Sanji's background, do you know that is based on a true story about how there was a shipwreck and how they found an adult and a kid on a small island, and they were starving to death, and the kid said that the adult gave all the food, and the adult was just asleep, and the kid was like screaming, waving his hands for like help, and they were rescued.
Yeah, I didn't know that that was like based on some kind of true story.
Oh yeah. That's what I like about it. Oh, I landed on the bank. I feel like I did that last time too, actually. Another thing I would like to say is, it's like Mario Party. I always like the water levels. I know people are like, I don't like water levels very much, but in Mario Party, I've always enjoyed the water levels.
Yeah, I think they're fun.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like,
feel like they always have a blooper.
well, yeah, I do too, and I feel like most people hating the water levels, they're probably thinking of like the platforming Mario games more than Mario Party.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real, I don't know what the picture looks like.
I can't remember. So here we
Alright,
go.
let's go gamble it.
How close is it really? I don't know. I can't remember. I guess pretty basic Wiggler face, but I couldn't remember that.
Right.
It's like, I don't know.
Kinda-
I wasn't paying attention.
Not like all these goofy ones.
It'd be more fun to make a goofy face, right?
Right. But yeah, so yeah, so that's what's been going on. I've been just watching a few things on Netflix. I watched this show called Mashal. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I think I've seen a little bit of it too.
Surprisingly, there is an English dub, and the English dub is very, very close to actually the subtitles and what they're actually saying. So, this is one of the shows that I actually do not mind at all watching dubbed. I mean, there are some shows that I'm very like, I gotta read the subtitles, and one of those shows is a show known as Ranking of Kings. Ranking of Kings, I have to read it. Like, I mean, I like reading the manga, but I like also reading the subtitles. I don't know. I think there's like an element of not understanding Japanese that makes me like it more, possibly. And I think it's like Latin or an old language or old English. It's not the same as our English. So having like medieval times or another world in olden times, it makes sense for me not to exactly understand what they're saying. Oh God, I don't know what Z is. Um, uh, we'll find out. I think it's L. Okay. Yeah, Z is L.
Okay. Good to know. And this is
Also,
Switch
I don't.
Online and not on the N64 as it originally was.
Right?
So the buttons are not exactly what one might think. I was trying to push something. It wasn't going. Hello, Gabweox.
We are having lots of fun, and thank you. We are playing the Mario Party. Donkey Kong is just too powerful.
Yeah, he is. Definitely.
DK. Oh, talking about that, why is Donkey Kong not allowed at the dentist?
I don't know.
Because dentists are always fighting DK. That was actually told at my dentist office. I was like, oh, that's fun. Also, very confused if that's not just a regular doctor's office, but yeah. Also, hi Nep Nep, how are you doing?
Nep Nep, hello. Yes, after Mario partying with you, last Sunday, now I'm doing this with Robo. Not the same Mario Party, but still Mario Party.
Yeah.
Good one, Robo. Yeah, I agree.
I understand, Nep Nep. I worked nearly 13 hours ago, and I was actually a little warm, but I was like, you know what? I'm so excited to play Mario Party with my friend because, A, I love playing Mario Party with you, and B, Mario Party. That's all that needs to be said.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, retro Mario Party is great.
This is Mario Party 3. The third and final one that was on the N64 originally.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe it? This game is almost 25 years old.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot lately about, oh wow, I remember when that game came out, or when that song came out, and wow, that was that long ago?
Yeah. I mean, this game really ages itself because it talks about the Millennium. And it's like the Millennium Star. But yeah, this game came out in June, so it's 3 months away from being 25 years old. In June, we'll have to play it again just for the 25th anniversary. Yeah, that's something great about it, Nep Nep, though, is like Mario Party. You never know who's gonna win. It can turn around at any moment, or you can just have Donkey Kong as a computer. And you know.
Well, yeah, what NebNeb's talking about, one of the viewers, gifted subs to make the other players go against Nep Nep.
Aw,
So that's why we did that.
yeah,
He still won.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I usually wouldn't do that, but because of
Right.
how that worked out, I went, okay, because of this, I'll go along with it. You know, I was kind of like
Right.
a contrast to other people going, haha, this is fun, and me going, I don't usually do this.
I don't do this, but you know what? It's what the audience wants, y'all. Let's
Uh-huh.
give a good show.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I would feel the same way. I don't usually throw a pie in someone's face, but if somebody was like, "Yo, we gave $5 to throw a pie in someone's face," I'm gonna be like, "Don't normally do this. Here's a pie," and I wouldn't throw it. I'd probably like place it in my hand and like slime time kind of vibes. Be like, "Here's a pie." I noticed they do not do that nearly as often anymore. And I don't know if it's because like people can't trust people to just like be very gentle and light with it instead of like super aggressive with it. Something I would like to say is long ago in ancient times, y'all, Robo was a little lad. And during this time, he would go to friends' birthday parties. He would notice that people kept grabbing people, like, would either grab the cake or they would grab the back of someone's head and then they put their face in the birthday cake. They would be like, "Ha, it's funny," and it would be like a little thing. Like there would be like a little cake for the birthday boy or girl, and then there would be a big cake for everybody to share. And that was a very common thing. I remember it happened to me, and like we would all like take pictures, be like, "Oh, look, there's cake all over my face," and it'd be funny. But I'm like, I don't think that happens anymore. I don't think. I think people are like, I guess I wouldn't say it's sensitive, but more just like maybe they just are thinking like, an extra cake might cost like a smaller cake might cost like an extra $6 or $12, and like parents don't want to do it anymore, or
Yeah.
I don't know, something. The kid might not take the joke very well. But yeah, who knows? I don't know. You know what? I bet you there were some people that were embarrassed about it, but personally, I wasn't. I was like, "Yo, this cake is delicious. Thank you." But yeah, that was my experience. Did you ever? Did that ever happen to you?
No.
No. Let's see. Well, I hope that you like the story. Another thing that happened back when I'm in my childhood. It was the thing called the 90s, y'all. And if you didn't know how to like ice skate. It was super strange. So like everyone knew how to ice skate, but I never knew how to ice skate. So I was like, I'm good. But I would be invited to like go ice skating all the time. So if I ever did go ice skating or go to an ice skating rink, they would have like a little arcade, and I would end up just being like, "Oh, I think I'm just gonna go to the arcade." But my question for you is, do you know how to ice skate, Kissa?
I don't know. Not really. I mean, when I was little, I took lessons for a bit, but I didn't really get very far with it. Because, like, I don't know. I think I was just scared of the thing, like, falling. If I tried to do anything that was, like, more than just basic skating around. Even though I always had fun watching, like, figure skaters. And if I ever watch the Olympics at all, I like watching the figure skating. I just think that's beautiful. And I guess as a kid I thought,
Yeah.
oh, that would be so cool to be able to do that. But then beyond just like simply skating around, actually trying to do any kind of, I don't know, trick or jump or something or spin, it's like that really made me nervous because it's like, no, I don't want to fall and get hurt.
Yeah, I didn't think about getting hurt, but as an adult, I did. As an adult, I was like, oh my goodness, what if you're going too fast and like
Mm-hmm.
you slip? And I'm really glad I never learned because I feel like I would have more like of an impulse to do it. I think it's like drinking or smoking. Like just because I never did it, I don't have that impulse to do it. But talking about impulses and such, sadly, I don't do much swimming anymore, and that's because of the uproar cases of this thing called flesh-eating bacteria. Have you heard of it before?
Yes, I've heard of that.
So, the thing is like, I guess it was like 2010. There was just like a really big outbreak in the United States, and places where like people would just swim, like in a lake or in like public areas, or they would go there's something called tubing, which like people just get like a tire tube and they like go down a river and they listen to music and like relax and fall asleep and stuff. A lot of people stopped doing that because of the outbreak of numbers of people getting flesh-eating bacteria. And honestly, that's what stopped me from swimming very much. I was all like, oh no, is that water sanitary? I like
Well, yeah,
um
I still remember that too from Tarzan, the elephant, like Tantor. Yeah, I think was his name. Said that, and I still think of that, and it still makes me laugh. But he has a point. Is that water sanitary?
no, I've never seen Tarzan, so I actually was I didn't know that, but I still like that little thing. Also, look at where the star placement is, and you have to like survive this little action. That's wild.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how hard it is, but it looks difficult. But something that I noticed in all the like Mario Party collaborations, like in the like when they do like Mario Party like 8 or 9 or the newest ones, and they have like old mini games. I noticed that they have a lot of older mini games just because of how like creative we were back then with mini games.
I feel like with some of them, they really were more creative than they were with some of the newer ones.
Yeah.
At least I feel that
Like,
way about the
oh.
maps anyway, too.
Yeah. It's kind of weird though, because like we have like better technology, so we can make things look prettier, and we can have like more events and stuff like that. And even the old ones have like little things like this where there's like events that could happen, and yes, it's a still image, but there's like a little bit of animation with the bubbles. And like they did a lot with what they had. And I don't know, I feel like it's inspiring in a way.
Yeah, it kind of is. And I remember, I mean, I know this was Kirby and not Mario anything, But when I was doing the Kirby Superstar with you, I guess I was impressed and found it inspirational that they seemed to have limits to what they could do, but it didn't look like it based on, like, what it looked like visually at all.
Yeah.
It felt like it looked really nice, and they did a lot with it for what they had at the time. Totally.
For sure. And we were also just very lucky with it because the people that made the Kirby games back then was a company called Hudson. And Hudson also made the Mario Party and the Smash Brothers series as well. So they were just really good at using their resources.
I think they did the Mario sports games too, like golf and tennis.
The sports games are Camelot, but
oh wait, that's right.
Hudson helps.
Well, I thought I remembered seeing Hudson a little bit and maybe some of them.
Probably did. I think in the baseball one for sure, actually.
Yeah, I did try. I do remember the baseball one.
The baseball one was wild though. Like I love the Mario baseball games just because like there was like teamwork stats. So they were like, oh, this one player trusts this other player to catch the ball, so they work better together. But this one guy may not like the other guy, and so he might throw the ball too hard or not throw it very well. So you had to really like think like, okay, who works well together? One thing that I liked about that game is there was a character known as Waluigi, and he was the best pitcher in that game, but he didn't have good chemistry with like hardly anybody. Not even Wario. I don't think he even had chemistry with Wario. And that kind of makes sense because like because brothers and family members in general, if you have any cousins, typically some people in the family do not get along with each other very well. It's always nice when we do have family members that do get along well, though. It's always super sweet. All right, it's your turn. You have to press up B, down B, up
there
A,
we go.
down A. Yeah. Thing is we're facing Donkey Kong, so we don't know if it's possible. It's too strong.
Mr. got 7 stars when we weren't looking that one time.
Yeah, like
You're like,
literally.
What happened?
Aw. Never like kiss that in a lake or a river? I mean, I understand. Once again, you're not exactly sanitary, and like people started like adding fish. And something that I learned as an adult, like catfish can get huge, like insanely large. That there was like 65-pound catfish that they were like catfish that weigh as much as a human being. And that terrifies me.
Well, yeah, she's right. Well, I didn't know that. And yeah, she's right. Like, I've never been swimming in rivers or lakes. I've only been swimming ever, like, in some kind of swimming pool. I've, like, not swam in the ocean or anything either. I mean, I've been to the coast, and I maybe stood there while the tide came in a bit, but that's it as far as that goes, like, with the coast or the ocean.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, at least it was Peach. But yeah, I actually just sent you a catfish that was 80 pounds. But yeah, no, I mean there are people that are like that I have I've seen on YouTube, and like people in general that I've actually seen in person with like catfish that are like 100 pounds, 120 pounds.
Well, yeah.
The one I
And
just
yeah, looking at that like picture you just sent me in the Discord, I'm like, wow, that is a huge catfish.
yeah.
And I had no idea they
And
could get that big.
yeah, so that's the thing is when there's like some of them like that in the lake, there's probably more than one, and just swimming the lake and just like imagining like, oh, this thing can probably pull me down. I do not like that image. All right, who's playing this, by the way?
I am.
Do you? Oh, you're betting on the big guy. Come on, little guy. I believe in you. I always bet on the wrong one. Good job. Woo! You doubled your
Woo.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever... I didn't tell you the reason why I always like to bet on the little guy. But one of the reasons is long ago, I went to this thing called a casino. And I had like a family section. It's
Mhm.
kind of weird to say that, but they had like
Yeah.
horse races. So they had an area for people that were like 6 or 10 or 14 to go and look at the horses and watch them race. They couldn't bet legally, but they could they could watch the horse racing. And so we're just trying to draw circles around this,
Mhm.
by the way. But they could see the horse racing. And sometimes at this casino, they would do other things than horse racing. There was this thing called the Dachshund Dash. And it was a hot dog, it was a wiener dog race. And they would just race around the horse track, but it would be wiener dogs. And I went to this when I was a very young lad. And there was this one guy. They had this hot dog eating contest.
Mhm.
And this guy was like been the champion for 5 or 6 years. And he showed up at like the last minute. And when he entered the contest, 2 people dropped out of the contest, and it was like I think it was like $5 to enter or something like that, but it was like all the food you want. But since 2 people dropped out of the contest, they were like, hey, does anybody want to challenge the returning champion? We have 2 extra slots. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll go. So I didn't have to pay anything. I was like, I don't have money and I can eat free hot dogs. I don't care if I lose. So I entered the hot dog eating contest. And surprisingly, I ate, beware, y'all. I ate 13 long hot dogs in 5 minutes and actually became the champion that year.
Wow.
For speed eating. Yeah. And then I ate a hamburger right after that. As well. But I was the little undergood dog that people didn't believe in. And then I did it. I was like, hey guys, look, I did it. I will say, hey, I got the bank space again.
Woohoo.
Yeah. It kind of just reminds me of that story every single time I see that chance time. I'm like, I'm the little chain chomp.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a good day. Those hot dogs were delicious. Good time. There's a little Robo story. Man, I love telling Robo stories. I hope you enjoyed the stories as well.
I do. I always enjoy that when I end up collabing with you and you share more stories.
Yeah. Yeah, I am very lucky to have lived a very, very eventful life. Because I do get told often, like, people are like, wow, your life is so interesting. I'm like, you know what? It just happens. Like, I am always just out there and stuff happens. But I guess I was very fortunate to had just stuff happen all around me. And I love that, you know. Like, I know, like, people are probably now like scared to talk to strangers, or like scared of like going out. You know, some people aren't exactly social butterflies. And I'll say, believe it or not, I used to be the most shy person, which a lot of people have a very hard time believing. Uh, but yeah, but I do think it's very good to communicate,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Because like, if we don't, then how are we gonna write good songs or
Yeah.
music, or come up with lyrics, or talk about like different passions? Like, we had a viewer named Jolly. How I met them is a little story, and they're okay with me sharing it. But I met them because they were doing like an art craft thing, and they made a beautiful copper rose. And I thought it was so fascinating that they could weld is the word, that they could weld copper into a rose. And I was like, that's a talent. That's really cool. And that's how we started talking. And it's always kind of cool. Like, if you're like good at a talent or something, and someone's like, hey, that's super interesting. Like, it's always nice being told that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to collab with you in the first place. I was like, oh, you're playing the Mario, you're playing the games, and I playing the F-Zero, and you know, like, you make friends. You make friends.
Mm-hmm.
And the world sometimes is not a scary place. But yeah, that's my little Robo lesson of the day. So thank y'all for listening.
Yeah. And I'm glad I met you, Robo, and that we became friends and have collabed many times already, and hopefully will many more times.
Absolutely. I always have a great time. You and your audience are always so sweet and caring, and I am lucky to be in their presence as well. So thank y'all, chat, for being here, and always watching and always supporting. Remember to always be kind to everyone, and much love. So speaking of such, is there I got a question for you, Kissa. Is there a card game you ever played? Or is there anything that you ever collected back when you were, I guess now, or when you were younger, that isn't available now?
That is a good question. I mean, because I know I collected Pokemon cards, but they're still out there, even though at the time when I collected them, like when they first came out, I think in the US, got really popular really fast, and then the fad was over for a while before they seemed to come back. And I know they still exist now, but, well, I guess there's this game I played before getting into one called Magic the Gathering, but that was as an adult,
Ooh.
and it was called Kaijudo, and that game did end sometime after I got into it. Although that's what led to me, I think, getting into Magic the Gathering, because there were similarities between that game and Magic the Gathering, so it was kind of almost more of a gateway for me into actually playing that, because I collected Pokemon cards as a kid, but I never actually played the game. So for those sorts of, like, trading card game things, I didn't really start playing any of them until I was an adult, like in college.
Yeah. I think that's the way for a lot of people. I'm not saying that like card games are either too difficult or like I'm going to say it is kind of. I do think that there are rules and that like there's people that like the art, and then there's some people that just think they're kind of cool, and then some have like a favorite Pokemon or a favorite thing about it. And I think that's the main reason why people collected them originally. So it is with other card games that aren't Pokemon. I do always like the deck building, like the idea of like building like a good deck that revolves around like a certain aspect. So like let's say that I had Pokemon cards now, or Magic the Gathering cards now. So there's like a fire element. Some people are a red deck, they would say. So they would have more red elements to build that, and I'm trying to explain it in a way that like people who don't play Magic Gathering would easily understand. But in general, as an adult, there's you know, you think about a lot more things. You read more, and there's a different way to look at it. I also think that like as an adult, maybe you have like a goal of like something you want to achieve possibly. But like as a kid, like most of the time they don't have their own money, so they're like, oh, this is just pretty, this is why I want it. Like,
Well, yeah,
I think that's
I mostly just enjoyed collecting the cards because, well, I liked Pokemon and thought they were really fun or cool.
Yeah.
And that's kind of more why I collected the cards and didn't really play the game.
Yeah, I was the same, but I didn't do Pokemon. I did Mega Man cards, Digimon cards, and what else? I had another. I think it was Neopets. I think I had Neopet cards. And one thing that they love to do is have like different animations to where when you like move them right to left, like they would like move. As for whatever reason, they love doing that in the late 2000s or late 90s. And it was just something fun, and that's something that I really miss. I don't know if they do that very much anymore. I think they just do like holographics or like a different background or like a little symbol to be like, oh look, this is a little rare instead of like doing the whole card. And I kind of understand that because like some of these games, some of them are games and some of them are just trading cards. And so I would say that like with so with like Pokemon, it's an actual card game. But with like the Mega Man and Neopets, they weren't actually a card game. They were just, hey, this is a Neopet and it's cool. And so it was just for the aesthetic of, hey, this is pretty. I cannot get away from this area. Also, I'm gonna play this little mini guy. I'm gonna lose all my coins, y'all. I'm gonna lose all of them. They're gonna give me the chain chomp, and I'm gonna bet it all
No.
on the kid. Oh no, they aren't. Ah. Okay. Well, I guess I know how this works.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Talking about I guess gambling or gambling with the situation. So, my question is, do you know how to play blackjack?
Well, I'm familiar with the rules. I don't think I've actually ever played it, though. Sort of like, okay, with poker,
So,
I know what the rules of poker are too, but I've not played it very much either, for example, with those sorts of, like, card games.
I understand. I actually have, like, at my house, where I live, I have a whole casino room. So I have 2 slot machines. I have a casino table. I have a poker table. I have a backdrop. I got like a wall poster of like the dogs playing like poker, and I have like a pumpkin guy and a snowman guy, and they're like statues, and they're like maybe about 5 feet tall, and they're kind of like just like guards. But with blackjack, you draw 2 cards, and you can't go over 21. But a fun rule that a lot of people don't know is that if you are the dealer, you're the person that deals the cards out. Then you can't. If you hit 16, you have to stay. You can't go above 16. But if you are like, let's say, one of the 4 people that are playing blackjack that aren't dealing out the cards, you can go over 16. So, but the dealer always has to hit. So, like, the dealer always has to draw a card. The dealer can't be like, oh, I have 15 and you have 14. Well, I win. No, like, the dealer always has to hit until they have 16 or higher. So blackjack is kind of a game that basically the person dealing out the cards is always technically at a disadvantage. So a lot of people like blackjack. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is I was trying to explain the rules of blackjack, but also like say unknown rules about blackjack. But I do have a question. So I do love digital games a lot, just because you don't have to pick up the mess instead of like a board game. Even though I love board games, I do like them digitally, so you don't have to pick up all the pieces and like put it up and like gather all the cards and things like that, and people can't lose things. Because that happens. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. Or
Um,
sometimes, at times when you have pets like I did growing up, sometimes the pets might find game pieces and think it was fun to like play with them or hide them or chew them.
or 2-1. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly. Another reason why I like digital versions of like board games is just because like it does the math for you most of the time, or it makes you obey the rules, and I love that. But a game that a lot of people don't actually know the rules for most of the time is the game Uno. I think I'm kind of like iffy, like 50-50 on it with real life Uno and digital Uno, because it's not that hard to pick up the Uno cards.
No.
So I really do like the idea of like slapping down a card on top of another card. But I also like the digital reason because it makes you obey the rules. And one rule that a lot of people don't know is when you do a draw 2, it's basically like a skip as well. So if you're playing with like 3 people, if I do a draw 2, it would skip you, but you would also draw 2. But how some other people play it is if I drop a draw 2, the third person, if they have a draw 2, they can drop a draw 2, and then they can just stack it. And it becomes this whole like roulette of like who's gonna get the most draw 2s numbers together, and like it's became a whole meme with the draw 2s. And then I guess like in the late 2000s, people were doing the draw 4 thing, which I'm like, okay, but that feels kind of weird because like I just changed the color to blue. So if I was like, okay, I'm gonna drop a wild, and then someone's like, well, draw 8, I'm like, well, I just made the color blue. Like, but I guess some people play it that way, to where you can stack draw 8s and things like that, or draw 4s. I don't know how do you play? Because I guess I would say.
Well, occasionally you might
Do you
do
know how to
like,
play?
well, yeah, I do, and I have played it a lot of times. I'm not against using like the draw 4s or anything. Well, especially if I really need to change the color, and it's one that lets you change the color too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
Yeah, but if
all
well, yeah, if the color's good for me,
of course.
I have other options. I don't necessarily just go right for the okay, I'm going to zap them with the draw 4 necessarily. I might still just try to get other cards out of the way first.
Yeah, you know what? I do that too. If I have a draw 4, I don't typically use it unless I absolutely have to normally. Just because, like, there's going to be that moment where I'm like, okay, I need the color to be yellow, or I need the color to be green. I don't know why it's always those 2 colors for me. They're always it. I landed on the bank 3 times. I don't know if I've even paid them. Also, I don't know if you noticed earlier, but I changed the star's location, and then it just happened to be right in front of me. Despite my luck, Donkey Kong still has the most stars. It's wild He's too strong, yo.
Yeah, he's too good.
I mean, like, Peach and Donkey Kong, they're the same level of difficulty. But with the older games, if you have Donkey Kong on the board, you gotta be careful. Because I did not notice that he's been doing so well the entire time. It's wild.
Well, yeah, didn't we have Luigi as a computer once, and he did pretty well too?
Yeah, he did. And then like it's became like almost like a channel meme, like Donkey Kong and Luigi just being too good at Mario Party.
Well, yeah, and I wouldn't know about the Luigi computer because usually my mom plays Luigi when I play Mario Party with her.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. Well, I had no idea how good the Luigi computer was.
Yeah. All right. But yeah. So another thing about that a lot of people may not know is when some people, the original way, like let's say I don't have blue, so I had to draw a card. The original way is I just draw one card, and if I don't have a blue, it's the next person's turn. Though the most common way people play is that if you don't have the color, you keep drawing until you get the color.
Well, I think that's usually how I've ended up playing with people is, oh no, I still don't have the color, keeps drawing. I still don't have the color, keeps drawing.
Right, and that's how I love to play as well. But I found out by reading later as an adult, and then by just playing online, that's not actually the correct way to play. And I was like, oh, there's just like a lot of fun little ways that a lot of people played, and then I even though like the internet wasn't that big back then, it was common that like everyone just played the same way, to the point where now there is something called house rules and official rules, and the house rules are very much like the common way that we used to play compared to how the rules are now. Yeah, I think that's just like a fun little fun fact about Uno, and like
yeah, because I guess I didn't realize that wasn't really a standard thing either. With you have to keep drawing until you get the color.
Yeah. I always played that way, and I remember there was like one time I drew like 18 cards because I could not get a blue, and I did not get a draw for anything. and it wasn't like a draw 2, so I couldn't just put a draw 2 on it. I just kept drawing. Yeah. You know what? I think we're on the last 5 turns.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna get a gold one.
You have so many coins because you keep landing on the bank.
Yeah, it landed on the bank every time. Then I mean, I've had really, really good luck the whole time, and I think it's wild that despite the great luck, that Donkey Kong is still like right on my tail.
Yeah, even though I just remembered, oh yeah, I have a Boo Bell and stole a star from him.
Yeah. But I guess I should say, talking about Donkey Kong, have you ever played a Donkey Kong game?
I think the only one I've really ever played was Donkey Kong 64. Other than that, no.
Ooh. Cool.
I mean, I'm curious about
Sometime.
them, like the Donkey Kong Country ones, especially since I don't know if was it a remaster they just put on the Switch that
It
came out?
was a remaster of the 2010 game, but it's not a remaster of like the original games. It's a remaster of the Wii game.
Well, yeah, as I was curious about it when that came out, just because it was like I never played those Donkey Kong games, just like 64, and that was okay, but I don't know, not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't try the like Donkey Kong Country games, and I didn't try like Tropical Freeze either.
Right. I never did either with the newer Donkey Kong Country games, but I do have experience with the older ones. What was really cool with the old ones, is that they have something called co-op. So one person would play one monkey, and then the other one would play the other. After they got hit by something, or something would happen to where like their partner or person they were playing with were able to swap characters. But yeah, there was like a co-op in that game, with the Super Nintendo ones. And what was also cool is that there was something called contests, and contests was a way for you to compete. We would both get our own set of characters, and we would be able to go through the game, and it would be a race. One at a time, of course, though. It'd be a race to see who could get to the end first. And that is very fun. It's definitely more fun with someone who has played the game before. But I do like the co-op aspect, because like it was a way for people to play with their like little brother or little sister and be like, okay, you know, like little bro or little sis, or someone that hadn't played it would like be able to play the game first, and they'd be the first character, which would be Donkey Kong in the first game. And then after they would lose a life, or their little character, they got hit once, then the person who had maybe played the game more would be the second character, which would be Diddy, and they would be able to still beat the level, and they can still continue the game at a good pace. So it was like a very fun way to be like, okay, I can let someone play this game and experience the game without being that great at the game, but it still feels like we're both sharing the experience. Or maybe like first player, it would be really good at the game, but like something would happen and be like, oh no, it's off the second player that beat the level, and it'd be like the stakes are all high, and I don't know. It's a very fun experience. I definitely recommend trying it out. Doesn't have to be on stream, but I do recommend trying out Donkey Kong Country sometime.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in trying that at some point.
Yeah, I still remember playing Kirby. Kirby was just a good time. I'm gonna say, I'm glad we got to play Kirby. We did.
Yeah, me too. I love Kirby anyway. He's adorable.
Right?
Yeah, and that's the thing I noticed too at the store I went to lately is that lots of Kirby things everywhere.
Yeah, so like that's the wild thing is like Kirby was so unpopular for a very long time. And then like 2010 hit, 2015 hit, and it just boomed. But like when it came to like Kirby games on the Game Boy Advance, Kirby games on the DS, yes, they would make money, but they wouldn't be like a thing a lot of people would play. People would be like, "Oh, yeah, Kirby's cool," and they're like, "Did you play it?" And people are like, "No." But like, but it just wasn't popular until I think we got better tools for animation, and I feel like animation and the people that like the Kirby fandom made Kirby popular on the internet, and I think that's how Kirby has became like so big. Is that there was just so many pictures that people drew. People were like, "Here's Kirby eating some cake. Here's Kirby just swimming in the ocean with a little floaty. Here's Kirby in space. Here's another really adorable picture of Kirby. And then let's have Kirby ring your doorbell with a knife randomly. Like it just be random little pictures."
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, Kirby art is pretty pastel, pretty cute. I know. I don't know. Kirby is very much, I think, an easier character for people to like draw, just because he's a circle and you have to draw like two little nubs and then like two circles for feet. And that's pretty much it. So I think simplicity of the character also just made him like really easy to like oh, it's a little circle. I like that little guy. Like the icon.
Well, yeah, very accessible in terms of drawing him for sure.
Yeah.
And same goes for like other Kirby characters, since it's all kind of a more simple, for the most part, with few exceptions, style of character.
Right. Like I noticed that too. Like, we do have like more more complex characters like King DDD or like a robot girl or like the wizards or stuff like that. But then we got like Waddle Dee, we got Meta Knight, we got a bunch of other characters that are just circles. So then there's that. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I cannot believe it's already been 2 hours. Can you believe that? It's wild.
No, I can never believe how much time has passed when we do a stream together, because I'm like, what? Doesn't feel like it at all.
Yeah. I mean, like, streams always, like, take a bit of energy. Woo, I got the minigames done! But, I will say, with everybody shared the happenings I've said to me, woo, let's go! I will say though, like with Mario Party, I think it's like just the adrenaline and the energy of just having a good time, sharing a good story, bringing up fun facts. I think it's just always a wondrous moment. And I'm always so lucky and appreciate being a collab partner when it comes to Mario Party. So thank you.
Yeah, and thank you too, actually.
Would you like to do another battle thing, or are you?
Another duel thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that
It's
was
gonna be like,
fun.
yeah. I'm glad. And you know what? I'm glad that like connection and everything got better, because I was like,
Yeah, it
oh
seems
no,
like it did. As at first it was like, oh no, internet, come
not
on.
here, right? Oh no, it's bad. So something I'm showing off right now is that everybody has a different partner. They even have like little things like Koopa. He's like, he has decent stamina but a little attack power. His low pay is a plus, and they have like a little, it's familiar, funny little guy. Really packs a punch, but they say like funny guy because he's a mushroom. I don't know if you.
Well, yeah, kind of a
Yeah.
mushroom shape, yeah, for a Goomba.
Yeah. His ability to prevent coin theft is more helpful than you think. So like they give you like little hints that they could do other things too. This ghoulish ghost sends any damage you've taken back to your opponents. Ooh. And he only costs 3 coins. But I'm still gonna be Waluigi anyways.
Yeah. And I'm still gonna be Daisy just because, well, favorite character.
Right. All right. Where do you want to go? Arrowland? You want to go to the gates? You want to go through some fun conveyor belts? You want to go to a fan?
What about the conveyor belt one this time?
Yo, let's go, Mr. Mover.
Yeah.
Do you want to do 20 turns, or you want to see who runs out of stamina first?
Wonder how long it would go if we tried to run out of stamina first. Maybe just see what happens with that.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Because it seemed like it would pick up because you were getting a bunch of coins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by that point, everyone's taken up most of the map. So it won't actually take that much longer because I won't have coins or you won't have coins. And then typically there's partners and there's more battles and everything. There's more at stake, but as the game goes, the pacing speeds up. So I will say going through Infinity Mode or Infinity turns, it picks up. It's
Yeah,
very
it
much.
would, I figure.
I will say, sometime you should play this either in story mode or I think it's in story mode or one player. And there's actually, I think there's a story. I think there's like a small little story to this.
Well, yeah, I think so. And I might have done the story with this. I know I did the story mode with 4 for sure. I remember that one clearly. Because I remember that was one where you earned a bunch of different things you could put in the little room that was themed after your character. And I loved that and thought that was so fun.
Yeah. I know Mario Party 5 did like a car thing. Like they wanted like the stars from the Paper Mario series. They're like, hey, you can build your own car and you can fight each other and build other cars and stuff like that.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I feel like if I were to play Mario Party 5 now, I'd have more of an appreciation for it than I did at the time it came out, because now I've played a couple Paper Mario games, and that seemed very influenced by Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Because it had all the, like, star characters from Paper Mario in it.
No,
Whoops.
what's the best part about this? Yeah, I was about to say that. I didn't read the rules, so I was like, oh, Toad's good. Bowser's bad. And then I was like, okay, time to shoot the Toad. And then I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to shoot the Toad.
Yeah.
Like that's where my mind went. Shoot the toad.
Yeah.
That means good. That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you don't have games like that. Like in the new one where like you're shooting one character and trying to avoid shooting another character like that.
No, not really
So
as much that I notice.
so I'm glad that they have something like that. I do hope that maybe if they do make another Mario Party, which I hope they always do, maybe. Ooh. Oh wow, that's a very fast pace.
Uh-huh.
Very fast pace of battle. Gotta go this way. Now you take a big risk. What do you want to do? Do you want to attack me? Or do you want to be safe? Go up.
Yeah, I'm going up this time.
Yeah, because the thing is if you had gone the other way, yes, you would get a power up. But it didn't matter what I moved, I would have automatically hit you. It would have ended the game. Not saying that's what I was trying to do. It's trying to extend this. But I figured I'd give some commentary, be like, oh, what should you do? Oh my goodness. It's a gamble. So yeah, this mode definitely has some more risk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he just became more expensive.
Yep. Yeah, and I can't afford him now. I have a question for you again. How do you feel about escalators?
Escalators. Going up them fine. For whatever reason, going down them not fine. I don't know. I think it's maybe a visual thing for me. Even though I know I'm just fine and safe going both directions on them.
Right. I do like escalators in general. I've always found them fascinating, but I've always seen that like some people were like always scared that their dress or something would get caught in it, or someone would be awful and like try and push somebody off the escalator in like midway. Hashtag that did actually happen. That did actually happen to me when I was younger. I was, I think, 10, and some other teenager thought it would be funny to try and pick on the 10-year-old and like try and push me off the escalator from a far height, and I was like, and I was hanging on the other side barely, and then a random stranger pulled me up, and I was like, oh, that could have been bad. No, that's gonna probably happen a lot less if I was an adult. Not many adults are gonna push another adult like that, I would hope. But
Well, yeah, I would hope not.
But yeah, for a kid, that's terrifying. I mean, like, that's 15, 20 feet up in the air. So I think like some people think it's unreasonable to be scared of like escalators, but I think that it's pretty reasonable, and that in general, you know, they are a creation. I think it's kind of strange though, just cause like escalators, they're like, what's a good way to say it? It's like there's a lot of risk with escalators. And what I mean by that is, like, once again, there's the danger of being pushed. There is the dress thing, or something like falling off. Like, let's say I just didn't have the best shorts, or I just did not have the best clothing on, or I had a backpack and the zipper was undone, and I dropped a key, or I dropped a little keychain or something on the escalator. I wouldn't have enough time to go and pick it up. So there, I don't know. I feel like the safety of escalators, even though, like, hardly any time there's ever anything wrong with them, or anything wrong that I typically see, I feel like the risk, if you think about it, is like there's a lot of things that could go wrong.
Well, yeah, well, I understand that even though, like, things like elevators are an alternative usually in places too, I know things can go wrong with them too, even though I guess elevators don't bother me, and, like, I guess maybe because I've never gotten stuck in one.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've gotten stuck in a few elevators, at least more than 4 times. And I will say I've never been stuck in an elevator for more than, like, 45 minutes. It's not too bad, honestly. I think, like, movies and stuff like to try and make it dramatic, and it's just like a fear that people have. And maybe, like, there's always coincidentally, like, a person who has claustrophobia. But I am luckily enough a person that is okay with small spaces. In
Well, yeah,
fact,
I'm not
I think,
claustrophobic. Well, I know my mom is, and that's a huge part of why, okay, she doesn't really do planes. She doesn't, I remember when I was younger and we were, like, going on the train somewhere we were supposed to, and it really, like, freaked her out seeing the size of the, train car we were supposed to be in, because at first she was like, okay, I have the measurements of it, and, you know, practicing being okay with that, or seeing if she'd be okay with that, like walking into her closet or something, going, I'm okay, I'm
Right.
fine, I can do this. But then, you know, the reality of it was that was smaller than she thought it would be, or was prepared for, and that, like, I remember that really freaking her out. And we went, no,
I mean,
we have to upgrade to get a bigger, like, train car or something, or room or something to be in, because she couldn't do that. But I think what we really did, well, for the way back, we had our own, like, sleeper car or something, but we changed going down there to I think it was coach or something. So at least, you know, wide open space, we had to share it with a bunch of other people.
Right. Yeah, because, like, there's always, like, the small area that's in between the seats, and then there's always, like, some people don't, when it comes to planes and it comes to trains, some people don't like being near the window, because they have, like, also a fear of, like, what if something goes wrong, or the window shatters, or, which I've never seen a window shatter. But still, I guess, like, there's some people that are like, the ground's moving really fast. I'm like, well, the train's moving fast. The ground's not moving.
Well, yeah, and, like, what I found interesting, though, about, you know, being on the train, because I've been on the train maybe a couple of times, is that, you know, you get used to how it feels when the train is moving around, and then when you get off the train, well, or at least when I got off the train, I was like, whoa, it still feels like things are moving around, because I'm used to being on a moving train.
Oh, this is a pretty fun minigame. It's Speed the Grab, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it.
But yeah, How about we have a game where we try and catch a chicken? Like, I don't see that in any of the Mario
No.
Party. I wonder why this one never came back.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I can probably see that like some people probably get frustrated with it, but I think it's kind of a cool concept.
Yes, I still remember this from this one, actually, even though you're right, it never really reappeared.
I got it. Let's go. I caught the chicken. No, I wonder if it's a chicken or if it's like Coco or Kukuru. Actually, I don't know what they're called inside there. Are they called Kukurus? I have no idea.
I can't remember. I can't remember what
Something
they're
with a
called
C.
in the Legend of Zelda games. But yeah, that's another one I think of, I guess, or franchise I think of in regard to chickens and stuff.
Right?
Even though still I've really only played Breath of the Wild and a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom. Not really much else in the way of Legend of Zelda games.
Yeah. Well, when I think of like the Legend of Zelda, I normally don't think of like the monsters or like the bad guys. I always think of like Gorons or Zoras or
Mm-hmm.
Dekus. I very very rarely think of monsters like moblins and look it's got a bit. Go. Oh, and it bit through me and got to my snowman. But that's not super great because now I can come over here.
Yeah, you can get me with your snowman.
I don't know if it hits you. I think it hits.
Oh, it hit the chomp.
Yeah. So it does whatever is in front of it again. So I'm pretty sure it won't hit you for the most part. I'm pretty sure it just hits
Bye,
the
Chain
next
Chomp.
thing. So, like if you had like somebody behind you, it would hit you. But since you don't have someone behind you, it hits whatever's in front of person X.
No, my mom thinks that the chicken game didn't reappear because those little cluckers are way too hard to catch.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess my next question would be, do you know how to tie a tie? Or have you ever worn a bow tie before?
I didn't have to tie it or anything, but I remember I've worn a bow tie that was like pre-tied only because one year for Halloween I dressed up as the 11th Doctor from Doctor Who.
Aw, that's not David Tennant, right? That's
No,
Matt,
that was Matt Smith.
yeah, Matt Smith. I was just making sure.
Mhm.
I always get my doctors mixed up. I'm like, that's Matt Smith, right?
Yeah.
Even though I'm a Peter Capaldi fan. Yeah, onward with your story.
Well, yeah, so that's my only experience with that, and I've not really ever needed to tie any kind of tie, so I honestly don't think I really know how to, like, tie a tie, for example.
Yeah. I always had to wear. I was in this thing called orchestra, and I had played the cello. And I knew how to play other instruments, but the cello was my main instrument. We always had to wear bow ties. But as an adult, my regular attire is a blazer and a different colored solid tie. So I own 17 solid color ties. And so I have those. not all of them are different colors, but a good majority of them are different colors. I have a few black ties, but in general, I was going to ask you if you like wearing ties, but I don't know. Like, I saw the little shy guy, and I was like, I like that he has like a little tie, because
Well, yeah, and
I don't know.
I do think bow ties are fun or cool when like characters and things are wearing them. And well, yeah, and I guess another thing that made me think of is, well, as you know, I've lately been playing that Hello Kitty Island adventure game a lot. I'm really into it. And Tuxedo Sam is known for having tons of bow ties, and he wears one.
Right.
I think he's really fun and cute.
Yeah, I love mascot characters that wear bow ties. I feel like that's like a kind of a common thing. And like candy shops or like ice cream parlors that used to have like the little like round hat. It's like a flat round hat. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which I was trying to find one of those. And I will tell you, those are very hard to find. I was trying to find one when I was dressing up as Snow Miser. He has one of those. I will tell you, it took months. It almost took me a year to find one. And my biggest fear with buying something online is, okay, I'm gonna buy this, and then I'm gonna buy it, and then it's gonna be meant for like a kid because they wanted it for a kid. It's gonna be for like a little kid's head, and then that's not gonna fit. Or I'm gonna buy it, and the hat is going to engulf my head and like cover my eye. So hats are always something that are a risk buying online, I think, personally.
Lots of clothing items, actually, honestly. Like, I mean, as far as that goes, I'd rather be able to, like, try clothes on in person just to know how they're gonna look, how they're gonna feel, because I can't really ever tell how that's gonna be for me just looking at pictures online.
Yeah, for sure. I was at a loss. Like either I lost at 7 or I could only tie. But yeah, I know what you mean with stuff like that. So that happened recently. I bought a shirt, and I bought a 2XL because it was supposed to be a ladies shirt, and sometimes ladies clothing are smaller than guys clothing. And one thing I've also noticed with ladies clothing or women's clothing is that sometimes you got to be careful because if you get like a medium or you get a large, maybe they think that it's cooler to show off a little bit of midriff. But I don't want to be showing my midriff personally. So not anything wrong with it, but personally, that's just not the style I wear. And so I always get, like, if it's a ladies shirt, I always get a large or an extra large just so that doesn't happen. And I went with 2XL because some sizes are really, really short. Like, I guess with tops, you just never know. But then I found out the shirt that I got was like a Walmart 2XL, but it wasn't even like a Walmart 2XL. It was somehow even larger than. So I got the shirt, and it was a dress, basically. It went to my knees. And I was like, okay. So I went online, and I was like, Luckily, it's 100% cotton. So I looked up 2 tricks. They say to like get a bucket, get steaming water, and like leave it in steaming water. I don't know how long you're supposed to do that, or like keep washing it in steaming hot water, which is the setting I typically do if I with a washing machine. If I'm doing like towels, I always put the hot water for towels. Or sheets. I actually do it with sheets too. Just because they say that's like the most sanitary way to do sheets. But I don't know how much of that is true. I actually cannot confirm. I am just doing what I am reading. But I guess my question is, do you have a specific setting do you like to do, or how do you wash sheets? Do you do it in like a bathtub? Like, do you have like one of those like cool little like wooden buckets and like?
Well, yeah,
Like,
no. I use
that's
like the
pretty cool.
standard washing machine and just like
Okay, cool.
just put them in there and on hot, and well, hopefully we'll remember to come back and get them and put them in the dryer. Most of the time I remember to do
Yeah.
that part. A lot of times if I forget anything with any kind of laundry, it's like whatever the last load of laundry is ends up staying in the dryer longer than it needs to, as I forget about it and then go, wait a minute, where are the sheets? Or wait a minute, where's that shirt I want to wear? And then go, oh, it's in the dryer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I luckily grew up with a sister Robo, and she would always be like, "Hey, Robo, remember, I have stuff in the dryer, so you need to remind me, because I will forget." I'm like, okay. And I always had to check if she left her straightener on, or anything else happened. So I was always checking things like that. Luckily, she never told me to check the stove or the oven, so I didn't have to worry about that. Oh, if I have Toad and I land on one of your spaces, I don't have to pay money.
Oh.
It's really useful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in general, yeah, like I know what you mean about possibly forgetting the clothes in the washer or dryer. It happens. It happens to everyone. For sure. And the worst feeling is like if you leave something and you're going on a trip, or you're going to somebody's house, or something's happening and you're like, man, I left everything in the dryer, or I left, or going on a trip, and you're like, I forgot to pack socks. Packed everything else. I forgot to pack socks. I don't know why I forgot to pack socks. I put my toothbrush in there. I didn't pack socks. And that's what it is for me. I don't know if you have any experience like that, but me.
Well, yeah, whenever I
socks.
am going to go anywhere, like travel or something, I'm always nervous when I'm trying to pack things, and I feel like I end up going, okay, I'm putting enough in here to have a backup for the backup for the backup, and at least double checking to make sure, did I remember everything important?
Right. And then there's those people that they do pack everything, and they know they packed everything. They even made a list that they packed everything. And then even though they made a list and everything, they go and they check, and after they go and check, they undo their whole entire thing, being like, did I put this in? And then they like repackage everything, and it just keeps happening over and over again. Luckily, I don't do that. Wow,
Oh, that's right. I remember. I
Yeah,
got
we
mixed up
both
about which one
got-
to do first.
I was like, I don't know if
Yeah,
you're
we
just
started.
going
It started us over.
Yeah, but yeah, we're staying on track, y'all. You get it? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But, we both switched to left. Let's see.
Are we both right, or yeah, we're both wrong.
Is it left first?
Oh,
No.
it was right first.
Could have won. But will we remember, y'all?
Whoops. I was trying to make it go
Okay.
left. I couldn't remember what we both did on the last one. Oh,
See, that's why it was a gamble.
mm-hmm.
We didn't know. We just knew that the right was the right way this time. Right was the right way.
Yeah, that was funny. The last time, I think it was left every time.
Yeah. But oh, since this is your first experience doing this, what do you think of duel mode or like battle mode?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm finding it interesting. Since it's just two people and little creatures
Yeah.
going around the board, so you don't have to worry about stars or anything.
Right. And just like that.
Hello, game
you
over.
have game over.
Yeah. Lasted longer than it could have, though, since I went the other way the one time near the beginning.
Yeah. Oh no. The Switch is like, you've been playing for 3 hours. I am starting to die. No, I always, I feel like, I hope in the future, yeah, we'll be getting, because Mario Party, but I hope they have like a stronger handheld mode. So then this is like a current, was a situation.
Yeah. I'm
It's like-
really hoping that the Switch 2 will be better in a lot of ways.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. But I think this is a good time to end things, just because once
Yeah.
again, you know, the Switch is just like, please, I need a rest. But you know, this another thing I wanted to say about the Mario Party series is like, hey, you want to listen to characters' voices? They have this like little bird, this little parrot. Parrot can make like little voices, like it's mimicking them. Like that's kind of fun. You know,
Yeah,
not all
yeah.
games do that.
I think that's a cute and fun idea that they did here.
Right.
And a little toad band.
Right. But yeah, like the old games definitely they made their games feel alive. And a lot of people who had a 64 had Super Mario 64. So they kind of knew what Peach's castle kind of looked like, and this is supposed to be like a a paper version. So, I don't know. It's kind of cool being like, oh, this looks kind of familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, having played Super Mario 64.
right. But yeah, once again though, thank you very much. I had a lot of fun. We
Yeah,
will
me
have to do this
too.
again sometime. And doesn't always have to be Mario Party. I do love Mario Party.
Well, yeah, me too.
But if you want to play like Donkey Kong Country or a different Super Nintendo game or different 64 game, I am always up for the challenge as well as always up for the trip adventure, and I will keep bringing in those fun little Robo stories slash adventures or keeping us up with the newest news. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
It's
you
always a
too.
pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Always.
But yeah, I will just be in chat now. All right, bye, bye, bye.
Yes, and with that, always a good time for Robo to be around and be collabing. And like I said before, it's been way too long since we last did that together. And, you know, Mario Party, always a good time no matter who I do it with. Yeah. Definitely have to take you up on probably Donkey Kong Country, stuff like that in the future, Robo. Yeah, because I do really want to try that at some point. Yeah, but for now, is there an awesome person I can raid into? Show me, Twitch. Yeah, because I don't know. Oh, someone is celebrating 500 followers. Risa Monstein. Let's go see them. They're web fishing. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. It's been lots of fun with my friend Robo, as it always is. Hope you had a good time too, and we have a good rest of your day or night, depending on where you're watching from. I won't be back tomorrow. I probably will be back at the very least on Saturday, probably with more Hello Kitty Island adventure, since I've just been obsessed with that lately. But see you later. Let's go say hi to Parisa Monstein.